I suppose I like horses, yeah. There's just something about a horse, as Winston Churchill said, there's something about the outside of a horse that's good for the inside of a man. I think a lot of people look at me and say, wow, McGuinness did well. A lot of other people would think that I was lucky. Sometimes I look back and I say, I blew that, I made that mistake, I shouldn't have said that, I should have done that. Now, is that failure or is that learning curve? Is that acceptable? And is anybody 100% all the time? No. What really inspires me is God. I struggled very much because obviously, you know, I spent, you know, my formative years, my 20s as a missionary. I came back to Ireland, I got into the riding school business, I became a riding instructor, I got in, you know, I hadn't sat on a horse for 10 years, and then I got back into that. Then I realized I wasn't going to make money in that, and I had this idea to make a horse blanket. So who the hell was I to reinvent a whole business, that people have been doing this for hundreds of years, right? But eventually I figured out, wow, these guys are all wrong. Like, I sat down one day and I said to myself, I think a horse blanket should be like this. Everyone else thinks it should be like that. They've been doing it for 100 years. Who the hell do you think you are, McGuinness? Who the hell do you think you are? The whole world is wrong, and you're right. And actually, I compromised on the first 100 blankets I made. I made them a little bit bigger than I thought they should be. I got 4 or 5 complaints. I saw where I'd made a mistake. I went back to that same shape. And that was in 1980, probably 84. And it's the same shape that we use today, 40 years later. And horses aren't like dogs. They don't give you that emotional connection. You know, they don't come up to you wagging their tail and go, you know, and they rarely acknowledge you unless you have food. And then I started riding when I was 12. There's something really magical about being with another animal. Now, I know people swim with dolphins and they go whale watching and they train dogs, but you're actually riding. You're actually with another animal. You know, it's not like riding a bicycle.
He's an incredible man in his heart, he's an incredible man in his mind, and he's an incredible horseman. This is the difference to Tom and the other people I know. Tom have the horses in his blood. 10 years ago, he discovered the endurance world and endurance horses, and in this moment is his passion. Tom is different, he's a horseman.
I've won a couple of races, but I've been second, I've been third, I've been fifth, and I've had up the world rankings. I've been 22nd in the world at one stage. In endurance racing, you have a long-term view of things. I believe I'm not a straight down the line Christian. You know, I am a person who's thinking about universe. I'm thinking about why, I'm thinking about when, I'm thinking about all those questions, because I'm a questioner. I question. All my life I got in trouble by asking questions. So I'm going to spend the next 10 years of my life putting out the books. I've got 4 books written. I've never really had a chance to really, you know, promote them, and that's what I'm going to do now for the next 10 years. I think it's really important for people to celebrate the moment. You know, it's not wait until the very end. It's really important. It's almost like, you know, you're on this journey and there's these little waypoints, these little overlook. You know, you're driving along, there's a place to stop and look at the view. When I get to a certain point in anything I'm doing, anything, I always stop and I celebrate.